Alright my guys, we are going to do a bodyweight circuit. Okay, it's going to consist of 8 exercises, no equipment needed. It's relatively basic level. I'm going to try to give you a couple of variations as we go. Of those 8 exercises, you can either do this to a Tabata timer and it will last approximately 40 minutes. That's just a heavier interval set, and you can download a free timer from the App Store. Or you can choose to do any time you want to of each exercise. For example, 1 minute per exercise. And again, if you go through that 4 times with about 2 minutes in between each set, it's also about 40 minutes worth of exercise. It's full body, a little bit extra on the legs, because I know that a couple of my netball girls are going to be watching this. Our exercises are going to be a walkout to begin. Really nice and simple. You start at one end of your area or mat if you've got one. We'll do a big stretch with the hands in the air before you roll yourself down. Walk your hands forward and come to a press up. If you want to take it further, drop the hips, pull the chest back and look forward. Back to the press up, walk yourself back, touch your toes, roll up and lift your hands again. So tucking the chin in, walking the hands forward, press up position or the extra stretch. And it's going to roll through that again for approximately 1 minute. Then you're going to come back, give yourself a tiny breather and go to our second exercise, also on the floor. A little break dancer exercise. So, an easier version of this exercise can be done by putting one foot through on the floor and lifting your hand second. You can also do that as one movement together, hand and foot. You can also do it without putting your foot on the floor. Either way, you go through side to side, again for your 1 minute or your Tabata timer. You're then going to come up and take it down a notch. Feet just wider than hip distance apart for some squats. Body weight to start off with. Sinking low through the bottom, standing up. To make it a little bit harder, you can put a pulse at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Or you can put a jump in. Land lightly. You want it to be quite a soft landing, so not very loud. And again, go through that for your time. You're then going to come back down to the floor. We're going to call them elbow bends because press-ups tends to terrify everybody. So, elbow bends, level 1. 4-point kneel. Your bum stays in the air and your hairline touches the floor in between your fingertips. Elbow bends, level 2. Hands go forward, about 1 hand position, and you shift the body weight so your shoulders go back over your hands. And now your belly button touches the floor. Your belly button and the chest go down together and come up together. And level 3, toes tuck under, knees lifted, and again, down to the floor, up. Trying to maintain that beautiful flat back, no humping the floor. Then you're going to come back up to standing for some lunges. Easy lunges. Start static. Back knee touches the floor, lifts away. You do one side before you switch to the other. To make it a little bit more dynamic, you can step forward and step back, alternating legs, or For a bit more dominant on the back leg, drop and lift, drop and lift. For a very dynamic exercise, you can lunge, jump. Lunge to standing, or lunge to lunge. You choose the level that's right for you. Moving on to our next exercise, back to the floor. So after you've kind of killed your breath, we're going to take it down with a shoulder bridge. Nice and relaxed. Squeeze your bum to lift your hips up and down. Nice and easy. Or one leg outstretched, lift and lower. And you're going to try to keep your thighs in line-ish. Switch sides halfway through your timing. To take the balance away, just lift the hands in the air too. And you've got to keep those hips level all the way through our exercise. One for you standing sportswomen out there, standing sprint. You're going to be coming up, start position, high knee. Opposite arm forward, arm back, like you're about to sprint. You're going to stretch that back leg through and come back up to standing. Keep the elbows bent to 90 and work your sprint through that shoulder. To make it a little bit harder, as you come through, you do a hop before you go into that second exercise. Hop, down, down. And again, you switch legs over. If you're going to do it a minute at a time, 30 seconds on one leg before 30 seconds on the other leg. Once you've done that, it's your last exercise. Getting into that squat position again, but making it a bit more dynamic. You're going to start narrow. You're going to jump out to a wide squat. And then jump in to the narrow. Wide and in. Wide and in. You're going to keep the chest up the whole time. Keep the shoulders pointing forward. An easy way to be naughty is to look forward and drop the chest. And we don't want to do that. When you've finished your Tabata timed or your 1 minute set for as many rounds as you can, stretch to finish. I'm going to have a go now and I'll come back on when I'm finished. Okay, so I've finished up. I'm very hot, very sweaty. My legs are like jelly. My hair's gone a bit crazy. I've cooled down a little bit with my foam roller, just stretched out my middle back. Obviously, lots of you guys are working from home. Get that middle back nice and relaxed. And I've also got a video to stretch and strengthen that middle spine. So check it out, guys. Fitworxs off.